Story 1. I feel like some dudes lack the confidence to wear certain things or feel they'll look stupid if they dress well. I'm a barista, and we have a group of regular guys who come in. Once, one of them was getting teased about wearing gray tailored trousers with a light gray plaid detail. The other guys asked what I thought of them, expecting me to join in, but I just said I thought he looked great and men should be encouraged to put in a little effort with their clothes. His bum looked great. Story 2. You don't have to have the body of a weightlifter or someone who exercises frequently to be attractive. I noticed many men feel bad about themselves if they don't have that type of body. Story 3. I think a lot of guys think they have to be all smooth and flirty with women, but I personally find the awkward, shy dorkiness super adorable and attractive. Story 4. My boyfriend specifically becomes self-conscious over his excitement about his hobbies. His last relationship was toxic to the extreme, and she would force him to feel bad for having hobbies outside of her and for having his attention elsewhere. It was to the point where he was apprehensive to even tell me what he was doing sometimes because he would worry that I would be mad at him for having a social life. But honestly, I love it. Everything about him and his personality is just beautiful. The way he gets so excited when he calls the climax of the story arc of his new favorite anime, or when he tells me he's listening to this podcast of this new man he discovered who talks about anime and how he loves it. Or when he shows me his new character for Dungeons and Dragons that he's drawing and goes through the different powers they have and why he chose them for that campaign. Or how he laughs so hard at his little anime-related videos that I don't understand, so he has to explain them to me, and he laughs harder. Or even when he's watching subtitled series and I'll ask him what is going on, even if I really don't care about it, just to see how big his smile gets when he explains all about this part of the story arc. Even if I don't share his passions, I love to see his love for them. And it baffles me to think she ever made him feel so bad for loving the things he loves. Story 5. When they take care of their appearance, show emotions, or do what they please, not minding people calling them feminine. Like wear sunscreen, cancer won't make you more masculine, you idiot. Story 6. When they do anything unmanly and are at peace with it, examples. Wearing pink, singing in the car or shower, talking about their feelings, using body washes or shampoos that aren't just the cheap generic for men products. Wearing jewelry, fawning over plants or animals. It shows me that they are mature, comfortable with themselves, and don't equate femininity with inferiority. Story 7. Their real laughs. I think most people have a public and restrained laugh, so to hear a guy laugh without being self-conscious about how giggly or higher-pitched they may sound is absolutely adorable. Story 8. Admitting that they don't know something. A big turnoff for me is when a guy pretends to know about something because he thinks it will impress me or thinks I'll look down on him for not knowing. It's okay to admit you're unfamiliar with something, and I truly appreciate the honesty behind that and find it incredibly refreshing. Story 9. Guys who are awkward or shy. I find most people with those traits to actually be extremely genuine and hide great personalities. All they need is a bit more time to feel comfortable. Story 10. My husband is somewhat of a quiet loner who, in school, was never popular or well-known. And I don't know why, but I love that. I love a man who isn't the party dude or the loud and funny guy. I like intimate conversations and the inside jokes. Quiet guys all the way. Story 11. They're singing. Yes, my husband usually messes around and sings in a silly, obnoxious voice, and it bums me out. The rarity he just sings along to a song he really likes, like you said, a song that makes him happy. It's so awesome. Story 12. When they have an interest in reading or express any of their passions. It's genuinely pleasant to see men, or anyone for that matter, be excited about something they like. It can be contagious, and seeing someone love something with visible enthusiasm without feeling embarrassed makes me smile. Also, I personally love reading, and I don't know many people that read novels, at least the ones that I enjoy. My first award. I don't know what to do with it, but thank you, stranger. Story 13. Shitty dancing. My boyfriend is the dorkiest dancer I have ever seen. I like to say all four of his limbs have a different idea of what dance he is doing. And I swear, over and over, that his dancing could cure my depression. He just goes for it. I cannot watch without the stupidest, most love-filled grin on my face. After the number of men that have turned me down to dance because they are not any good or just timidly go for a safe one-step, two-step shuffle, it is my favorite thing in the world to watch him get really into a song and flail about. Story 14. Being a good person. If you have to one-up or put down your friends, it is not good. You could be the most attractive guy in the room by social standards, but if everything out of your mouth is rude and sarcastic, I am not interested. I will choose the sweet and kind guy every time. Story 15. Long hair, being short, and being gentle or soft-spoken. I love emotional guys who are sensitive and can show their feelings, be it good or sad. I love comforting them, and it makes me feel as if they trust me too. And long hair is just incredibly hot. Story 16. I like bookish, sensitive guys. I live in the American Midwest, where so many men are loud and proud that they don't read, don't do anything cultural or artistic, and aren't open to trying things. Yoga is probably the best example, but honestly I've met all sorts who won't try French food, won't go for a non-sexual massage, or won't drink wine because it makes them gay. That has always been a huge red flag for me in a partner. Edit. Sorry guys, flattered by the private messages, but I'm already married. Story 17. My boyfriend has been on the chunky side, and I actually really like it. He is so conscious of it and doesn't believe me when I say he's so handsome. Of course, I support him if he wants to get healthy because I do too, but I really enjoy it. As he says to me when I was heavier, more cushion for the pushing. Story 18. Showing feelings and emotions and being able to express and talk about them is important. I want you to tell me how you truly feel about everything. Don't try to hide it from me. Also, when they're not extremely fit and even have a bit of a belly. Don't get me wrong, if they are very fit, that's great, but if they're not, I'm cool with it and I actually prefer it. It makes me feel so much less insecure about myself knowing that he is not in perfect shape and I'm not either, and they're also so much better to cuddle with and have nicer sweatshirts I can borrow. Story 19. I know a lot of men are self-conscious about losing their hair, and I'm here to say own it. Idee baldguis. If your hair is really thinning, just shave it and rock it. Trust me, bald is so much more attractive than trying to style your hair to hide thin spots. All that does is draw attention to it, honestly. Bald men are hot. I stand by this statement. Story 21. Having hair on your chest, shoulders, back, or face is sexy. You don't need to shave it or wax it off. Hair is good, cool, and makes you look like a human being. On the other side of this, men who can't grow a beard and feel shamed by the popularity of beard culture. You are beautiful too. Tummy of all sizes. A plus. Story 21. I had an ex who kind of blamed me for liking flowers because it's not for men, blah blah blah, whatever. But lilies are so great and are probably my favorite flower. Story 22. I feel like all guys think that we just want muscular dudes that are 6 feet tall or taller. Squishy guys with a little fluff are adorable. A lot of girls do prefer if the guy is the same height or taller than them, but not all. If you're 5'6" and she's 5'3", she'll probably see you as tall. If she's 5'6" and you're 5'5", she'll find you just as cute. Story 23. Doing things that you like but are associated with the opposite gender roles, like painting your nails or ordering a fruit-based cocktail at the bar, shows that you are super comfortable in your masculinity and do not feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Do not fake it, mind you, but if there are things you genuinely like or are interested in and are not afraid to express that, even if some people might raise their eyebrows, it is definitely cool. Story 24. Being 5 feet 2 inches. I like shorter guys. Own it and don't be self-conscious because you're not 6 feet tall. Dad bod is a total turn-on. A belly and a little extra weight, yes, I'll take that. Story 25. This hasn't been mentioned, so I'll mention it. Nerds. My husband is nerdy when it comes to the things he loves and gets so passionate and loves certain things. To see the passion in his eyes makes me happy because he's happy. Keep talking about the Marvel Universe, you sexy chunk of a man. I will always listen. Story 26. I see a lot of guys who are insecure about their lanky bodies. Please, please don't be. Lanky bodies are my favorite body type. It just looks so hot and cool. I think any clothing looks amazing on you guys, and I get turned on whenever I see that body type. Yes, I know I'm a perv, but I'm just being honest. I also love when straight men aren't afraid to act or wear things that people call feminine. If you want to paint your nails or wear a cute romper, it physically looks hot as hell, and a lot of women agree with me. It just turns me on, not only because you don't let others tell you what to do, but because it looks amazing on you just like it does on us. This is coming from a straight woman, guys. Don't listen to the people who shame you for looking the way you want. Edit. As long as you're not damaging your health, you know what I mean. Story 27, height. I know lots of guys get self-conscious about height if they aren't 6 feet tall, but I have always been drawn to guys closer to my height, 5 feet 5 inches. Being with a guy my height is better for hand-holding, hoodie stealing, sharing beds, cuddling, and seriously so much more convenient for sex too because everything just fits into place perfectly. Story 28, femininity, or rather, guys who aren't trying too hard to be super masculine macho man types. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on guys to act a certain way to seem manly enough or whatever, so when a guy is just being himself and doing stuff he enjoys irrespective of whether it's deemed feminine or masculine, it's very attractive. We're all a mix of stereotypically feminine and masculine traits, and we should embrace it. Story 29. Ugh, this is hard to answer for me. I am a married woman, but I love men. I love short men and tall men, thin and thick. I could not care less about penis size, balding heads, or gray hair. Men are wonderful people, and I love everything about them. I am sorry for any judgment society puts on you or your bodies, especially over things you have no control over. Guys have just as much pressure on them and their body image as women. I love you all. Story 30. People who work with tools or on cars or have really scarred, calloused hands, that's very attractive. Body hair is completely underrated. Don't be ashamed if you have it. Gay guys aren't the only ones into that. This might be a bit unusual, but guys with acne-scarred, ruddy, hyperpigmented skin, like they spent too much time outside as a kid and you can see it in their face, are very attractive to me. I don't want smooth, doll-like skin. I like texture. Story 31. I'm pre-med, so everyone expected me to want a highly educated husband, but my boyfriend became an electrician straight out of high school, and I think it's incredibly attractive that he's a handyman. He knows so much about such random things. He builds me stuff, he's practical, he's respectful, and he plans things out well. Story 32. I love scars, bigger noses. I like crooked teeth or anything that isn't those blinding white fake-looking veneers. I especially like a split between the two front teeth. Also, I don't care for super buff, so I prefer chunky or even skinny. I guess you could say I like an interesting or unique look rather than classically handsome. Story 33. Complex and elaborate knowledge of things like Star Wars, Pokemon, Star Trek, World of Warcraft, computer games. Anything they care about enough to be passionately knowledgeable with drives me wild. Story 34. I like short guys. They never go for me because I'm between 5 feet 9 inches and 5 feet 10 inches, and I wear heels sometimes. But I think you're cute, and I'll go for you as long as I don't have to crane my neck too much. Also, I don't usually mind at all when guys are losing or have lost their hair. It usually doesn't make much of a difference to me. Gray hair is hot, especially when it's just starting. I think the hottest thing a guy can do is have an understanding of his emotions and acknowledge them, especially if he gets excited about things. So come find me, you bald, sensitive, short guys. And if you are nervous about your penis size, you should worry less. Average is best for most women. Most of us don't want pain there, and size is a factor, not a deal breaker. Story 35. Owner of a penis here. Just thought I'd say the comments about lanky / not super muscular makes me really happy. My best friends are all incredibly strong. I'm in fairly good lean shape, boxing, cardio, running, but they all bench press like crazy and do cutting and bulking cycles. When we go out, our group contrast makes me look like a stick insect. Story 36. As a disclaimer, there was an article about how what women say they find attractive in men is not necessarily what they actually pursue. So just keep in mind that most answers here will be what women find attractive in particular people, but not something they would typically pursue. Story 37. Dad bod is my preferred body type. Rail thin guys are too pointy, and muscular dudes are too hard and sort of suffocating. Give me a belly and nice forearms, and we are good. Story 38. When they don't want kids, there's no shame in it, and there are tons of women out there who don't want them either. Finding a man who doesn't want kids is like winning the lottery for me. Story 39. Not being super muscular or having abs. Don't get me wrong, The Rock seems like a nice guy, but muscles are not everybody's type. I personally love natural-looking body types, even if that means being somewhat skinny or chubby. Story 40. Sensitivity. I feel like a lot of guys are taught from a young age that having deep emotions towards anything is wrong. Like, you aren't allowed to have a bad day and need someone to talk to. You're supposed to be a man and let it go. Worried? You'll get over it. Now, forget that. The most attractive thing a guy can do, in my opinion, is understand that emotions are normal and okay. Sometimes everyone, need to really cry or be angry,